Let's dance in style, let's dance for a while. Heaven can wait, we're only watching the skies. Hoping for the best, but expecting the worst. Are you gonna drop the bomb or not? Let us die young or let us live forever. We don't have the power, but we never say never. Sitting in a sandpit, life is a short trip. The music's for the sad man. Forever young, I wanna be forever young. Do you really wanna live forever? Forever, forever young. Some are like water, some are like the heat. Some are a melody and some are the beat. And sooner or later they all will be gone. Why don't they stay young? It's hard to get old without a cause. I don't wanna perish like a fading horse. Youth is like diamonds in the sun, and diamonds are forever. Forever young, I wanna be forever young. Do you really wanna live forever? Forever or never. Forever young, I wanna be forever young. Do you really wanna live forever? Forever or never. So many adventures couldn't happen today. So many songs we forgot to play. So many dreams are swinging out of the blue. We let them come true. Forever young, I wanna be forever young. Do you really wanna live forever? Forever or never. Forever young, I wanna be forever young. Do you really wanna live forever? Forever or never. Forever young, I wanna.
Is I went through the Air Force career and got out in 1955. So it was actually a long 4 years. I came in with a group from Milwaukee by train, and we picked up some people in Chicago. We were interviewed in Milwaukee for written exams and physical exams. And it seemed wherever we went, we were writing exams, because they really wanted to know the things that you were interested in. And maybe to some of the same things that they had in the Air Force that you could fit into very nicely. So went down through Chicago, ended up in Texas, had several bases. They had our basic training. And that's a lot of, exercise, get up early in the morning, KP, which means kitchen police. Did you know that?
I didn't.
Okay. I didn't know it for a long time. A few choices as to what you would like to learn. And so I chose the electronic field, but it's not assured that you're going to get it. Okay, so, but as luck would have it, I did get in the electronic field. I was shipped down to Keesler Air Force Base in Mississippi. You have 40,000 men on the base. The size of the town was 20,000. So we always joke because on payday you would get paid, and the airmen would go to town to spend their money, and all you saw was a wave of blue caps walking through town and spending their money. And this was at a time that they did have free gambling down there, and they had machines out on the sidewalks and in the drugstore, so you could stop and spend money. Well, that's where I started my career, and we have what was called an accelerated course. They put on 3 groups of classes, one in the early morning, one at noon, and one in the evening. And as luck would have it, I got the evening courses, so we got guys snoring around because they were in town having fun, but here they come to classes, and some of them are snoozing off. Instructor had to wake them up. Anyway, I went through accelerated courses in mathematics, some calculus, electronic circuitry, which is very much different now than it was then. So I passed through the course down there, and I went to the teacher's course. I became a teacher. I taught for a couple of years at James Connolly Air Force Base. As luck would have it, I would have the evening classes. And people were sleeping on me. And we all learned a little lesson. Our podium was a big wooden box, pretty much. And it had our names in a big plastic strip of plastic. And when I hear these guys snoring or dropping off, and I'd be talking and I keep on talking. I take that strip out and I go to the front of my box and go bang. And so I had everybody awake for another half an hour maybe. At any rate, I taught there for a couple of years, and they had so many people that they took 100 of us to a base in Texas, James Connolly Air Force Base, which no longer exists. It's now a technical school. But while we were down there, we set up 3 classes to teach cadets. And this is very, how I say it, it's not widespread. It's a specific job that one of the airmen has to do. And his job would be to become a radar operator. The group that I was with, where we could operate it, we'd take the machines apart, we would fix them, and we would maintain them. And that was our job. And so now we had to teach a lot of the electronics that was easy to use to the guy who's going to sit behind the pilot and become the radar operator. The machines that we were working with and teaching to airmen were located behind the pilot. And this was a plane, a jet, that we called it all-weather fighter interceptor. All-weather fighter interceptor. We could locate the target for 200 miles. Once we located the target, we were capable of locking that target on in the plane, and the radar would fly the plane to your target and fire your guns, and then you would pull out. So essentially, if we flew our plane, find a target, the target was dead, because we would always catch up to it. We had terrific jets that were being flown. And these are the cadets that we were teaching. We were not teaching the pilot, we were teaching the radar cadet to maintain his box on the plane so that they continued to use it if something went wrong. The cadets were also known as bombardiers in case they had dropped bombs using radar. And let's see, they were radar operator, bombardier, and cadet interceptor. So they really had 3 jobs, but primarily they had to keep their radar running. And so we were teaching these guys. We would graduate, I think, about 100 cadets every 6 months. So they had accelerated courses. They would go through the courses on the radar itself in the shop. So we'd take these things apart, and say, this works, this handle, that handle takes care of that thing, and so on. And once again, it's very much different today. My Air Force career, we said we graduated a lot of cadets, and when the cadets graduated, you may have seen where a cadet has to come out on a little veranda or a little stage, and the first person to see him gets paid $1. You know, if you salute him and shake his hand, congratulations, he give you $1. So, and $1 was worth a lot more then than it is now. I worked on that for about 15 years at various jobs, but a lot of the jobs, once again, had to be teaching cadets and engineers that worked for GM. You know, the way we put our programs together, we actually wrote manuals for these machines so that people could read them and understand, you know, what they were looking at. So I was there for 17 years, and after that I became a consultant in several fields, and that's where I was today. In this facility, which is very beautiful, I'm treated very well. I enjoy being here because I have to be here. I cannot walk and I cannot stand, so pretty much they do everything for me. And I have an aide named Kelly, who I lean on for everything. She pretty well knows what I want every day in the morning. Zap, 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 and 20 minutes I'm washed up, dressed, and ready to go.
From Milwaukee?
Yes.
Did you grow up there your whole life?
Yes, until my life after the Air Force. Then I built a home in New Berlin, and I was working out of New Berlin until my legs failed me. And they haven't found a cause for that yet, but I'm still working on it, because someday I might at least stand and walk, and that would be very helpful to me, and I'd be very happy doing that. Any other questions?
Before you joined the war, what was your childhood like? What did you like to do for fun?
I am pretty well standard. I went to a Catholic grade school for 8 years, which I really enjoyed. That's sort of odd. I've enjoyed everything I've been into the schools and working with people, and now in the consulting. I was working for 4 and 5 companies at one time, and working with managers, and I enjoyed that. And when I was not consulting, I was working inside a company as an employee. I also enjoyed that, and I was very happy in each of the companies that I worked for. I graduated to the next level quite rapidly, so I was having people working for me. And I think that was part of it, is getting in the job that you enjoy.
Let's dance in style, let's dance for a while. Heaven can wait, we're only watching the skies, hoping for the best.